early on that they can take your objectives. And SF was the cornerstone of that. With those Greaves, that's just insane. All but Gold, however, they're just copying bans from other teams. Honestly, this I've seen VP, I think, ban out the same exact thing versus Vici Gaming. I know they like to roll that Bounty Hunter, and Furion is definitely very strong, but these are the same bans. I think Gambit did it as well versus Vici. They do love these heroes, but still, Bounty Hunter has been nerfed. I don't consider him as strong as before.
Yeah,
Furion and Troll, maybe I can justify, but Bounty, it's...
Viper fits the same role as Shadowfin. He builds into those Guardian Greaves. He, most of the time, never wins the lane, falls back to jungle. So if Shadowfin is banned, and he is, Old but Gold might switch to Viper.
There we go.
There it is.
We still have CK in the pool, by the way, something that Old but Gold loves. And when you're talking about bans that Gambit has against Vici Gaming, a staple ban for them in all 3 games that they played on Friday was the Magnus that is still in the pool at the moment.
I don't find Magnus that strong of a hero anymore. Still playable, does the old stuff, just gives steroids to your 2 cores. But when I was doing a research before the finals, Viper and Shadowfin, they're just pretty much the same hero. And All But Gold want to have this Guardian Greaves carrier. In my opinion, Guardian Greaves needs to be nerfed a little bit because it's way too OP right now.
Everybody buys it again.
Yeah, and they just want to group up as 5, play aggressive, grab those towers. It's just a simple Dota from OBG and really easy to execute.
And just denying them the ability to have a hero that carries those Guardian Greaves on mid is a huge deal already for Vici Gaming. They did give out that CK. However, I did see Old But Gold lose with that CK when they pick it first phase, as sometimes they try to play mind games and put that CK on offlane with BZZ. It doesn't necessarily always work out really well for them, because CK on Illidan, that's scary. He plays it so well. He knows the full potential of that hero, knows the limits very well. But when you pick him like this, first phase, it gets countered, and then you can't put your position 1 Illidan on it. So
Ember Spirit still in the pool.
Magnus, Shiver talked about, and that Ember that you just mentioned works pretty well versus CK and his illusions too. So you could go for Magnus plus Ember. You have an empowered target, which is pretty good, and Ember is in such a good place right now. The only problem is you have to ban out some heroes versus him in the second phase. But
10 seconds remaining.
The thing about CK, he's such a strong laner, especially against melee heroes, and he scales. He's a Midas buyer. He's gonna get the levels.
Team pick.
Oh, yikes. Not a big fan of Grimstroke. I feel like that Grimstroke needs to be paired up with Doom to be efficient. Like his...
it still can be a position for Magnus, and then you pick
Shadow
up...
Shaman's in the pool. And Lashrak, this is what they played a lot. The double stun lane. Again, easy to execute, a lot of kill potential. These 2 heroes inside of Vici Gaming are actually not that strong. I don't find Grimstroke strong, and I feel that OBG should ban out Doom just to counter that good combo.
This Lashrak as well, another hero that they can play on multiple positions, can be 4, 1, 2, even 3, so like they aren't really giving a lot away on the side of Old But Gold, which is something that I really like. Vici Gaming actually banning out Rubik. Interesting. If I expected anyone to ban it out, I thought it was going to be Old But Gold, but alright.
Any heroes you might think of that they want to pick up because they ban out Rubik? And a hero that comes to mind for me is a hero that we've seen pretty dominant as Bane, but can you Fiend Script? No, it's a channel spell.
Yeah,
you can enfeeble 2 targets.
Bane plus Grimstroke, I'm not the biggest fan. I'm not the biggest fan of Grimstroke, just like Lacoste, but specifically, I'm not a big fan of position 4 Grimstroke. Position 5, you have that 90 gold talent, you have your first spell, Stroke of Fate, you're gonna find farm anyway. You can give that position 4 something. You can give your position 4 something that's gonna be more active, that's gonna rotate across the map, create space, a playmaking hero. Grimstroke is not a playmaking hero in that. All right.
Good pickup. Deals well with CK illusions. not that easy to kill, just to disrupt the fight. If they want to grab a hero, so it means that Panda's going to be off lane, Magnus going to be position 4 on side of Vici Gaming, and I hope that's position 5 Grimstroke, because he doesn't need that many items.
Did they actually play position 4 Panda, do you remember?
5
I think,
seconds remaining.
like, it's most likely going to be, as you called it, that Panda is going to be on offlane and position 4 Magnus, but there are still some options for them. It doesn't change a whole lot, though.
Shadow Shaman is still in the pool. I can't believe that this hero actually survived. He is one of the most successful heroes in this minor so far, with the 67% win rate. The only one who has more is Bane.
And there we go.
There he is.
Yeah, it gives you that grip that you can work with versus the Panda. You have so much lockdown, actually. You have the sleep stun combo as well with Lash.
So far, they've only had a Yang Brewmaster, by the way, on the side of Vici Gaming this tournament. Anyway.
They're gonna need a hero that clears the wave fast. CK Bane, they don't do jack shit, and Lash is good, but they're gonna need one more that can shower up the waves quickly. So you're gonna have the info where enemy team is moving. Most of the times where you end up with lineup who can't clear the waves, you just
Can't do moves,
yeah,
right?
you can't do anything because the creep wave is standing on your side.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, on the side of Vici Gaming, you already have Grimstroke, you have Magnus that can deal with waves pretty well, so all but gold are lacking in that department, but their lineup still does look pretty alright. A lot of single target, a lot of AoE from Lash, and the lane combos. Like Bane plus CK are strong, Bane plus Lash are strong.
Imagine if you have Bane with Enfeeble plus a CK stun.
with the talent for 59 seconds. See you next game. Stunned forever. Just leave him, don't kill him.
That is going to be interesting. And they're probably going to go for that too. But then again, PA loves buying BKB. So
And you know what PA also loves? Being empowered by Magnus.
yes,
That
she
combination
does love
that we didn't really mention, Magnus plus PA, is just ridiculously strong. It always was. So
I must say though, I mean the lineup for Vici Gaming is very previous patch,
previous patch. Yeah.
which is not necessarily a bad thing. It's just something to note.
But they haven't really been adapting to 721C at all, or the patch that's being played here on this tournament. They've been playing their own game and that's it. Yeah, at the start they looked a bit rusty, but they did.
Great pickup. Illidan played it in one of the games, and they actually have 0 lockdown for Weaver besides Grimstroke, and that's just not enough. It's a free Weaver game. Vici Gaming will have to pick up some kind of a silence, an extra silence, or just to disable to deal with this Weaver.
But well, then it's BCCK, yes?
Most likely.
Most likely, yeah.
All right, so
It could be.
G could be Leshrac, or we'll miss a G hero on the side of Ultimate Gold. And on Vici Gaming, have we kind of made up our mind about if the Magnus is going to be a core or not? I think it's going to be support, right?
Yeah, support and Panda offlane.
So we are also missing an Ori hero there.
This is how drafting has been working for quite some time. You have these heroes who can be played at multiple roles, so you don't reveal anything.
It's always good to have these ambiguous heroes, and in the end, they're just gonna pick their midders, I believe. They did play Illidan Lash even on all but gold, but I think when you see that Weaver, it's a no-brainer. It's gonna be Illidan. Yeah, he goes for that Dazo build, right? Like instantly rushes it, which is
He did that earlier. I think
which is
it
a
was
bit
him
interesting. It can backfire because the problem with that build is if you don't crush them. Like in the mid game, once you get that Desolator, you just fall off so hard, super hard. You just have no farm whatsoever.
He's gonna need MKB this game if this game drags against Phantom Assassin, against Brewmasters, Evasion. It's hard to deal damage.
Yeah, when he played the Weaver against Flying Penguins, he did the Deso build first twice in a row, one time successful and the other time not as much.
So fitty.
Fitty.
Wait, they ban out the Pugna.
Dire team pick. Vici Gaming's turn to pick.
Oh yeah, like Pagna banned out instantly, they go and snatch that Necro. That's gonna be a god hero, I believe, Necro mid.
So 2 spells that go through BKB. So Phantom Assassin is not gonna have that great of a time. She can build Deso, probably Vlad's Deso into BKB because she has Empower.
Choose your
Oh,
hero.
I actually like this, not too shabby at all. Lina is a glass cannon, can be really squishy, but at the same time, you do have that Laguna versus the Necro versus the Weaver.
But you don't have the silence that you guys said that you need against the Weaver.
It's gonna
You
be
have
position
burst.
4 CK.
Yeah, position 4 CK actually. And we're
This-
gonna see a position 3 Lash.
Yeah, OBG still has 2 heroes who can go for Guardian Greaves, either Necro or Lash, depends how the game goes. Probably it's gonna be G picking it up on Necro. I'm not a big fan of this Lina pick. She does well, but there's no one who can set up stuns for Lina on the side of Vici Gaming.
Yeah, they only have the RP, and yeah, I agree. You do have the combo with Grim though. There's the dual Laguna blade at least, but yeah, it is looking rough.
Twitch chat is very one-sided.
Yep, I'm gonna agree with Twitch chat on
This
this
much?
one. Yep, I just love the way OBG picks, and Lina extremely squishy, especially against Weaver. That's not the hero that I expected them to pick, because every time I see a Weaver and she has a free game, it's just a no-brainer. It also opens up the Roche for them.
I have a feeling it can go either way. You have these 2 glass cannon heroes on the side of Vici, you have the PA and the Lina. On the other hand, though, you have the Weaver on the side of All But Gold.
You're not wrong. It can go either way. Either Vici Gaming wins or OBG loses.
All right, it can go either way, Lacoste. Either team can take the first game, but we are going to find out who will indeed take the lead in the series with the voices of Lyrical and Trent.
Thank you so much, Shiver. And yes, Old But Gold versus Vici Gaming. We're tired of all of this. Everybody's punching each other and nobody's dying thing. There's a Lina in this game. There's a Necro in this game. People are going to die. Trent, how you feeling about that?
I've been looking forward to this draft all morning, seeing where we were going to wind up. And, of course, the star so far, I have to say. You know, the only guy with Dot Young of the old squad, Valor, the one you guys probably don't know from these names. I want to know what he was going to be playing, because we've been watching him so much. The Tiny, Explosive, the Dark Willow, getting across that map and playing it so well. But I'm a little worried, because he's on a CK. As much as I definitely agree with a lot of the sentiments of the panel, I do like what Old But Gold have brought to the table. I kind of wonder, like, how much can he get done? How flashy can he be when he's stuck on the old Chaos Knight? We've seen it run support numerous times in the past while, just because the hero's kind of popping off a little bit and he's gotten a lot stronger. But I don't know, it doesn't have that same pizzazz, you know?
Well, that's true. But the one thing that the panel had talked about, and you had mentioned in the draft too, was like, oh, this Brewmaster against the CK, that's a little bit tough. Get all the illusions dispelled. Hey, guess what? It's a support CK. He doesn't care about his illusions. This man's stunning people.
Yeah, but is that worth sacrificing the abilities
know,
of someone who's been standing out for you and putting
maybe
him
not.
on a CK?
That's a possibility
The one
as well.
button press of Bolt.
Yeah. I mean, he has another one, right?
How's he
Reality
going to
Rift?
blink save anyone with a Chaos Bolt? We'll see. We'll see what he can do.
Yeah.
But the Grimstroke, I mean, not a whole lot going for him this game in terms of the Soulbind. The Bruling spells do not work. So we'll basically be looking for Laguna Blades, let's be real. That's the hot ticket in this one, I think.
Well, that was the whole cinematic intro to Grimstroke, was a Lina combo together with the Grimstroke. So.
Sorry, I don't follow the lore.
Okay.
But that's good to know.
You know what is also good to know if you're Old But Gold fan? They got 3 of those bounty runes. It's pretty nifty.
It's GG. Game's pretty much over at that point.
Pack it in, Vici. Time to go home.
But as much as I'm saying, like, oh, they have a useless support on the side of Old But Gold, well, at least that support has a stun, because Fade is going to be playing the support Magnus, who is essentially just a Battle Fury, which is helpful for PA because it feels like she's going to need a lot of items this game. She's going to be heavily targeted with all this BKB piercing skills coming up from the side of Old But Gold. But as you can see, we're checking out this mid lane. It is going to be Ori on a little bit of a classic here on the Lina, and well known as a pretty good counter to the Necrophos. You go Shroud, I blow you up.
Yeah. And this is the, at least early levels where things aren't too terrible, but that death threat eventually could come. The nice part about it is that at least there's nobody that's really going to be able to rotate into that lane that easily. Illidan's taking a lot of damage up there top.
Yeah, this is a matchup that eventually it'll start being just completely fine for Illidan. No real concerns. These level 1 Weavers, oh my god, that was close. They tend to have some slight issues early on. They tend to get a little bold. You know, you don't want to be this low with 5 tangos. Really putting on the pressure here from Yang.
Yeah, switch one of those out for a salve, man. Get him a little bit healthier. Although, obviously, the tangos will get that extra regen over the longer duration of time. As long as he doesn't die,
yeah,
we'll just keep our eyes there. But real eyes need to be kept down bottom, where it's a full-on try-v-try. And while CK doesn't do a lot in the mid-game, early on, this could be a really deadly lane. Nightmare into, you know, a Split Earth, a Chaos Bolt. It's problematic.
Yeah, it's, I don't know, it's kind of low damage overall, I would say. It's not that great. I mean, not that the Radiant Tri-Lane is anything to really write home about either. Grimstroke, Magnus, you know, Magnus probably a little bit worse, honestly, in the laning phase than the CK, unless you can get a skewer under tower. So
right.
It's will not be the most exciting try, I don't think. Just both teams trying to farm it up a little bit here, and PA trying to survive through the harassment. But I mean, the sticks are already out for all these heroes, or at least the 2 cores.
Haste.
Where he picks up a haste, we'll be able to make a rotation.
They're
Actually,
going to send Vanscore up top here.
Interesting, and actually Yang needs to be pretty wary of this. He's got Brain Sap, Nightmare. I think he's just dead. They have the Nightmare, going to give him some punches. Could try and go for the TP out afterwards.
That was nice. Good use of the Nightmare.
And, well, salve.
Oh no.
The walk away. Is he actually just going to live here?
Or did he just waste the salve?
He has his TP and is just going to go back. No more Nightmare. Well, very nice play there by Yang to get out of that one.
Yeah, he did go all the way home, though, so it will be some time. But, yeah, the crowd appreciates that. No, they're not fully biased here. Of course, they're cheering for their squad, but they can definitely appreciate some good Dota.
The Inkswell runaway. Rarely seen.
More great Dota.
It happens. Happens to the best of us. G, taking some punches, needs to be careful about just getting zoned out of lane at this point, but he will pop the salve. Wants it.
There you go. Can't let him have that full value. So now just the Fairy Fire sitting in terms of regen. And we still wait for first blood here.
Yeah, very passive so far. Laning equilibrium as far as the last hits are concerned. Lina is winning pretty heavily. And actually, oh, no mana for another one and still on cooldown. But G's still being pressured back pretty heavily. 2 points in that Heartstopper to try and keep his regen going with the last hits. But if you're not getting them, it's still pretty rough.
It's a nervous sight for any observer to have a mid laner that low versus a Lina. They don't want to miss out, but G's just going to head to the jungle for now. Bottom lane, you can see they went for a skewer play with the creeps to pull the wave in. And since they've been missing the Bane, it means that they don't have quite the same amount of control down here for BZZ, but his last hits are still fine. It does, however, mean that it's relatively free for Paparazzi. So I'd say currently this game looks like it's starting out really well for the cores of Vici Gaming. I mean, I guess it shows in the last hits as well, right?
Yeah. No, definitely. And Lina getting a ton of farm early on and getting to that quick level 6, and she's just been left the lane completely alone. Could potentially spell trouble in the mid game. Man, G is just living life on the edge in the jungle there. As Velar going to TP away and gets out. By the skin of his teeth. Just went back to the tower too.
Yeah, salved up. He's coming back in as they're going to make a go on BZZ, seeing that he's alone.
God, that was really good by Velar, because now he can stay here and make sure that BZZ is fine.
Yeah, you don't want to do that panic TP or anything. But yeah, as your observer's pointing out, he's still level 4, just trying to get 5. Got him. Thank you, Heartstopper Aura. And well, that's going to be his passive farming. All he's really got, there's not even any regen on this courier. Yeah, that thing's going back home. All right, G's got problems. Just stack and wait for a shrine, but...
Well, EZZ trying to take down DY there. They pull him back in with the skewer. The Bounty Rune battle. Is it going to come up the side of Vici Gaming? It looks like it as BZZ walks away and one more dagger. That's finally first blood at 5 minutes.
Wow. Hard to believe it. Not maybe what you're expecting when it comes to the old but gold matchups, but yeah, Vici Gaming again taking the early lead here, both in last hits and now in the kills. And I love what Yang's been doing up top here, too. He's been shoving the wave in under the tower and then going to pressure onto Vanscore. And Bane, he's obviously a great laner support as well, bottom lane. This would help turn things around if they could get Paparazzi here.
Oh, this would be really nice. They pull him back in with the Reality Rift, but the Blink Strike away. That's going to keep him alive.
Just not quite enough to lock him down.
And level 6 on the Lina. G's got to be very careful here. Although with the double null tallies, that's going to make him that much more survivable against the burst. But for how bad this could have gone for G, it's kind of okay. If he doesn't die here, then I think he's feeling decent about it.
Though. I mean, it might not be G worried about dying.
Oh, God. Need to be careful. Walk away. And Ori's out of there. Fade was
but
back behind the tower.
A 2v3 now.
Yep. Nightmare trying to walk out of there. The Inkswell, they pull him back in to get the stun off, and the Laguna Blade is going to finish Vanscore.
Yeah, and during all of that, while the supports are missing, they can't find any sort of a play onto BZZ, or onto Paparazzi either, rather. So he's going to be able to get his own pull off here, and everything looking great for Vici Gaming once again.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
That pull is easy as
turn for G. He's not going to go for this. Probably just too worried about a potential skewer over a clip or something.
Yeah. Meanwhile, DY going to try and get out of there with the Inkswell. Velhor gets a little bit of the stun. But yeah, can't really do much. And this is what you were sort of talking about. Oftentimes we'd see Velhor get a ton of kills around the map, make things happen on a Shadow Shaman. Much more of just the babysitting role right now on this CK. Even that's not the easiest thing to do on the hero.
I don't think I'd want him for a babysitter.
No?
No, he looks like he'd be pretty cruel.
What are you talking about?
There's no getting past the curfew with this guy. Up top, it is level 6 now, as you can see. Illidan starting to put the real pressure onto Yang here, but Yang just gets into 6 as well. Does not want to waste his ultimate, has the wand.
Gives him another punch. Round 2.
Calculated. Not even close. It was worried.
Oh, that one extra point in Geminate. That bonus damage.
Ooh, Vanscore, look out!
Brain Sap keeps him alive. Who's worried about you? Yeah, he's eventually going to die.
Radiant's top tower.
A little too close for comfort there.
And this is very awkward. Need to be careful. The ulti comes down. Reaper's Scythe kills off DY. So they get a return kill. Vici just keeps on sending 3-ish heroes towards this mid lane. They take down the tower.
Yeah, they get the deny at least for BZ, but BZ only level 4 here. As Velor is still just down here tangling it up with Paparazzi.
No. So oftentimes when the old but gold drafts come up, we'll see them come out a little bit behind in the lanes and then able to pull it back afterwards. Oh, good dodge away from the stun there. 2 seconds one. They're going to dive underneath the tower, trying to find this kill onto the PA. Paparazzi jumps away. Vanscore gets the Nightmare onto Lina. They're trying to isolate it, but everybody rotates in. And now Fade chased forward for more. And Feeble walk away dead.
Oh, Illidan was coming, but now it's just too late. And now it's just like, why did we bring everyone down here? So they have 4 heroes down here. The Bane dies. Now there's just 3 remaining. Ori has an Invis rune, scaring out all of this.
This is really big. He could just take down the CK right at the start if he wants to, or go for more. The Light Strike or a Laguna Blade taken down. Illidan, no, he gets a time lapse off. And now the turnaround. They've been able to find him. Can they take down Ori? Pulls back in with the Reality Rift and finds the kill. Oh, they bit off more than they can chew, and that Weaver was able to get away. Fade also likely to fall as they chase him down. BZZ needs another punch here as well, and will be able to find it.
Oof, baited in by their own Invis rune, thinking they had themselves a play, and it was very close if they were able to get that Weaver, but it, I guess going for a tankier build at the very least. Helping himself out. Guy's full wand. I'm not sure if he popped the treads, so I'm going to give him credit as if he did.
And now it's Paparazzi again alone underneath the tower. It does still look like Vici Gaming with a slight lead at this point in time in the game. And top lane is where they're going to be putting the pressure on next, seeing if they can take down the tier 1 tower here with Vanscore, the only one that's in the area. And yeah, they're just going to walk forward. Nightmare, but it's only going to be for a second. Eventually the Bane will fall.
Yeah, so it'll end up just being a trade, though. I don't think anyone's going to rotate. I'm not sure if Illidan does have his TP up now, actually. And he has raindrops.
Man, that was so close. Just barely able to get out of there. And it did look like maybe you could have just bursted that CK at the start, but then you're leaving the Weaver to get away free, and yeah, you can understand the desire to take down the bug. So Velor going to chase Ori through the river, realizes that's not a good idea, turns around the other direction, and now we're seeing that mimic of Radiant playing the Dire jungle, and Dire sort of playing in the Radiant jungle.
And they're still taking quite a while to actually get that tower from the top lane, considering how long they've been here. Fade is up to 2 points in the empowers. He hands it off Paparazzi. And Vanscore, I think he just respawned, didn't he?
Yeah, well, and they tried to wrap around here, but Vici was there a little bit earlier, and the Phantom's Embrace on the Bane. Now they show up with the Brewmaster ulti, and Illidan is here, can maybe try and play a little bit of interference with BZZ being kept alive by G, but they have to lift up onto the Weaver. The other side, they take down Velor, so 2 dead already, the 2 supports gone. And it looks like they're going to be able to stop the aggression, so that rotation just coming a little bit earlier from Vici.
DD Lina with the Empower, chewing through even a support CK.
Dire's top
And
tower
pretty nice
is
use of the
under
split there, honestly. Just carrying a couple kills and helping to drive Illidan away from here, too, because he was just freely farming down that bottom lane. Now Yang makes his presence down here. He's going right in towards that Midas. Can get himself off to a great start, and we'll see what he ends up building. Sometimes if your Magnus gets off to a good enough start, he can sometimes get like support mag Vlads, but let's be real, he probably wants a Blink Dagger, so maybe a Brewmaster Vlad to help out after.
Yeah. Well, and this sort of harkens back to something I was trying to talk about before everybody started dying, which is that, well, you know, as I start talking about it again, it looks like people are going to die. So they have found DY trying to take down this Grimstroke. He does get dropped. But oftentimes this Old But Gold lineup, you know, teams are going for those Midases, teams are going for those Battle Furies, what have you. They come online so much quicker. Like this Atos for the Lesh when it gets finished. They can start really running down towers and just taking control of the map.
That's what they're aiming to do. I mean, G already has his Holy Locket, and then probably considering going straight into the Greaves after that. And you're going to be looking at one of those similar timings to the like Aghanim's Coddle Liquid Necrophos strat. Holy Locket just kind of doing a lot of the same stuff in terms of amplifying the healing and keeping everyone up and alive. So 25 minutes likely to be the goal. And both teams will be thinking about Roche, especially once the Deso comes out for either one first. It should be coming out for Paparazzi first. He's very close to the moment.
They're both, the Weaver's also 1,000 gold away with that other Mithril Hammer there too. They're so freaking close to getting it. A tier 2 tower taken, and now the immediate smoke up, and gonna rotate towards the mid lane to try and take down that tier 1 tower. Looks like Vici are not really gonna be in a position to contest it as Illidan runs into Paparazzi, gonna give him a couple punches, throw the bugs on him.
They're coming back down to the bottom lane as well into Yang here. A bold play.
Going on 2 separate lanes simultaneously and able to find that stun. Can they burst him down in time though? And Yang going to be able to pop the ultimate, now turn and try and take this fight. They just kill off BZZ. Yeah, very bold, and they're gonna lose Velhor here as well. Not sure what that was.
Yeah, Avanscore. It's like they tempered themselves by not going high ground, and with the TP, the Necrophos mid, and it looked like they were smoking to try and spot rotations into the tier 1 to try and anticipate the Necrophos' movement, but then they kind of got baited by their own ward. They started doubling back like, oh yeah, this guy's all alone, like we can totally kill him, but honestly, they just don't have the control. Maybe they just rolled low on the CK stun or something, but the ward then gets dewarded as well, so they've lost that vision inside the jungle. A lot of that just coming from that one play, and you lose that momentum that you were starting to build up.
Yeah. Well, and obviously the Weaver was not able to do anything against Paparazzi, who just blinks back and is able to get away. But now it looks like Old But Gold are going to try and regroup, head back towards this mid lane, which is going to be pinged out defensively.
And it's going to be Deso on Deso. They both have them complete. They're both coming out on the couriers right now.
Well, then we'll have a full creep wave coming in. This is spotted, though, this rotation, these deep, radiant wards.
So the one thing they did do at the very least was they did force the split, right?
Yeah.
Which stops them from really defending this mid tower. So they're starting to clear up the Roshan area.
And are they just going to go right in for it?
I think they would want to get some vision down first, I imagine, but I guess they're going to attempt it.
I mean, with the split down, that would make all of that worth it in a way. If they can manage to sneak away Roshan.
Yeah, they have the scan, so they know it's inside. And they have a smoke here, but they got to hurry up.
This is dangerous. DD Lina for Ori. They're moving into position. Vanscore is going to be there to try and break the smoke. They realize it. They know what's happening. Trying to kill this off. Yang is in the midst of all of them, trying to take down this Roche. It's so close, but the RP can come out in a second if they want to. But they're able to find the Reaper Sight, getting the kill. But the double Laguna Blade, finding the damage and taking him down. Paparazzi triple kill, and Vici just dismantled them. Ori made it happen, and Paparazzi cleaned it up.
Yo, DY. Probably the 2 best heroes to get that on the Necrophos and the Leshrac just instantly. Like, you do not want those guys lasting long in the fight. In fact, I guess you can say the same thing about the Weaver, but their damage, it's just slow over time. And they just got annihilated. Oh, whew. I mean, yeah, it looks good with the Brew Split, but now they've taken that fight, and down bottom, Valor is actually going to run into Yang here, too, around the bounty runes. It looks like Valor should be okay, though. I mean, still, he's not even level 6. This CK just... Where's my boy Valor? He's not going to be popping off after this game.
I know,
whether they win or not.
Look at this. God, and again, if you manage to get that control possibly, Illidan just wants to punch him down and kill him, but oh, he doesn't even manage to take down the Lina.
Oh, down bot though. Paparazzi has the blink strike away.
They
They
got
might get this
vision.
Aegis.
Okay, that's pretty big. But again, they're still in a kind of a rough situation. 4-second stun, that might be enough to get Velhor out of here. Illidan's still hanging out in the area, and they're able to force him back.
Hey, great stuff, honestly, from Oba Gold. You're down 6K. They have an Aegis who managed to take it off before they get any objectives with it. They're definitely on a little bit more of a timer than the side of Vici Gaming, but they really needed something like that. Now BZZ comes in.
And he gets the split off immediately. Illidan shows up. G is here as well. They're trying to run down Fade, and it looks like they're going to be able to play interference with the Wind Panda.
Yeah, they're just ditching. And I believe, yeah, Ori did just get his Boots of Travel online here too, though. So he's ready to get all over this map and try and slow this game down.
And you look at Oba Gold, they're not letting them have that space. They're immediately going to smoke up and try and make this play again. They feel like we can't go late, need to make something happen now.
Yeah, and again, it's all about there being no split. They're close to the Blink Dagger on Fade too, which is going to make these fights a lot harder for Old Buck Gold. And TY, yeah, he's face checking very dangerously there.
I think that was smoke breaking as well. And they realize, okay, can't do it. Underneath the ward now, Vici able to dodge away. They've been playing this game so well. They're not letting Old Buck Gold do what they normally do. These smokes are not connecting. They're able to go in and contest the Roche that normally is the engine that starts this push for Old Buck Gold. ROTK did some homework.
Yeah, you only got so many of those smokes, right? You just can't keep infinitely attempting this. They did get down a lot of vision, though.
Yeah.
So they'll probably try once more to get a big pick off for themselves.
They're hiding away in the trees. And Paparazzi, do they find him? Ah, not quite there.
Comes right back to his little Battle Fury, man.
Give me strength, Magnus. So it is going to be that Vlads you were talking about for the Brewmaster. Now it's getting closer to the position where Vici can fight even without the Brew split.
Just give Fade some gold, please. Get this Blink Dagger. And he doesn't need anything else the rest of the game. Another quick and close TP up top there from Ori as he leaves the clutches of Vanscore.
It's all those little things. Vici just a couple of seconds or even half a second ahead of Old Buck Gold. It's making the difference in this one. Right now you have the Magnus sitting out in the mid lane, getting closer and closer to the Blink Dagger. Might have gone a bit too far at this point, getting greedy in the 4-second stun. They'll be able to find that kill.
Oh, nice stuff. I mean, they're making the CK work. He's basically just hiding in trees and then waiting for one of his cores to be there. They do have really high damage bursts from the Leshrac and the Necrophos. If they're completely uninterrupted, right? You don't get stunned or anything. You're able to get the kill down.
Weaver needs to be careful there. They're setting up on him. Illidan going to get caught by the Light Strike Ray. Laguna Blade, they find the kill. Just underneath the vision of that ward, they spotted him still sitting and farming that medium camp.
Now she's almost into a Shadow Blade too. 20-minute bounty runes coming up soon. Might end up leaving the Panda down bottom. And looks like they're trying to engage up top.
I mean, without Illidan, this is pretty scary though, and they might just get torn asunder. They need to back out.
Yeah, so now Ori can shove this wave. He can take both of the runes bottom. And I think if you're Vici, you're just happy taking 3 here. Again, you're just waiting for this Blink Dagger from the Magnus. This should help secure it.
I think if you're Vici, you're just happy. This game's gone fabulous for them. 20-minute mark, 8,000 gold lead, 17-6. And it did feel like there were points where Old Buck Gold were kind of getting some stuff that they wanted, but at the same time...
This is the worst feeling as a support. Like, look how close he is to Blink, and he respawns, and he hits a coming over in a power, and they're just like, all right, Smoke, let's go fight.
No blink for you. Nightmare on to BZZ, tries to get the stun off, not going to happen. And they just blow him up. Meanwhile, the Soulbind only going to connect onto Illusions, but it's not the biggest deal in the world. They'll still find the kill on Velhor. Paparazzi is popping off. Now Illidan also going to get caught the RP. Everything used for dead.
No blink required.
Make it stop.
And that's the thing, a lot of good teams do this, where they don't wait for every single item. They just kind of go like that, knowing when you have your power spikes. And the fact that the Scythe was on cooldown for such a long time, probably what motivated that.
Now they use the glyph. 21-6. This game feels like it's gone completely out of hand for Old Buck Gold, and Vici have known what they're going to do every step of the way. Been prepared for it.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Still a 10-second BKB just waiting as she almost has Basher now up on Paparazzi. So times are looking real tough for G and the crew on Old Buck Gold.
Getting those extra cleave at 15. for the PA. Not double down on it.
Yeah, speaking of that, the Brewmaster on 15 as well, right, with that magic resistance, really good this game. That's basically most of their burst damage is magic related.
Or he just Shadow Blades away. Visibility, invincibility. And with the 11,000 net worth lead, it's just Vici waiting for their next round of abilities to be up, and then they can go again. And, well, speaking of which, mid lane. Thinking about going with the Inkswell, chasing forward for that, slowing down Velhor, but they've caught him on the other side. Fiend's Grip onto Lina, not going to be enough. Paparazzi shows up, BKB's the stun, and now chasing forward for more is found G. Ghost Shroud only keeping him alive for a moment as they turn onto Velhor, going to be able to find that kill as well. Do they kill off G? They're leaving it for him. Ultra kill for Paparazzi. Illidan, run away, my man. You don't want to be here anymore.
It's like sweet karma or something for Illidan's PA game yesterday. Is you know, sometimes it doesn't feel so good when it's on the other team, does it? Oh man, he's firing up this camp and taking all the risks.
I mean,
Ori.
You got to do something. Oh, Yule Scepter. Okay, they don't have anything else for him.
He just has to go try and grab some waves, honestly, at this point. But Roche, another minute till we'll know the timer, and that's really all that's being waited on for Vici Gaming. They might want to try and close out some of these outer towers. I mean, there's still a tier 1 bottom. It's a full HP, basically, and top lane the tier 2 as well. So just make sure that once you do get that Aegis and Cheese, you can just close this game out completely.
Vici are just looking on that next level right now. Like, honestly.
Well, that's where they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Frankly.
Light
And
Strike
Illidan
Ray.
gets found in the tree line. It doesn't take a very long stun, does it?
No, not at all. Duration of a Light Strike Ray, and he's got a Basher now too. Take a look at that. Yeah, not that long. Man. Blink Dagger done on the Brewmaster. Everything going their way.
They need a scythe kill on PA, realistically. So they somehow need to wait out this 9-second BKB, get a scythe kill, and then try and win the fight after that. Because a lot of this fight does come down to a Paparazzi. So
Paparazzi shows up. They have the RP available afterwards, and BZZ already dead. They find themselves another. That's Velhor going down and evacuate the area.
Illidan's actually coming bottom as well, eh? They're going to try and find themselves a solo pick. Oh, it's going to work. Look who
This
it
is
is.
huge.
It's Ori.
They got him. Catch him in the Nightmare. Now the Fiend Script follow-up. Illidan there, and they're going to be able to have the Reaper Scythe afterwards.
All right, that's 100 seconds of no Lina. Yeah, they desperately needed something like that. Of course, they're still very far behind. And yes, there's a PA on your high ground, but, that, you know, it's a start.
Yeah, they don't have a TP on Illidan either because of that. So he can't show up to this fight. He actually has to stay bottom right now. So they need to hold without him. Skewer going to be a little bit off the mark. They've already taken the tier 3 tower. Illidan is going to try and Sakuchi his way up there towards the top side. Yang gets the ulti off. Chasing forward for this one. Can they kill him off in time? With the lift up on the Necrophos. He is not going to be a part of this fight, but they get the Yule Scepter lift up. Paparazzi shows up, blows the CK apart, and, well, BZZ not long after him. He is also going to go down. They lift up G again. He is in the air. Pull back down, dispelled. Caught the catch for the kill, but it's not quite there. Now Illidan's showing up, but he's going to get turned around upon. They get the RP, finding that kill as well. Triple for Paparazzi. They buy back on the Weaver. That crit almost destroyed Bane's life.
Yeah, they're going to smoke their way out, and 30 seconds until the roast is going to respawn. That was a really hard call for Illidan.
Yeah.
It's like, do I try and just keep split pushing and get a tier 3 maybe at most? I doubt he would have gotten himself a Rax. Or do I come back and fight? But I think it was the right decision to try and get back into that fight because the Lina was down. It was their best opportunity to actually get some picks, some kills, and lower this net worth of Vici Gaming. But, of course, it didn't work out in the end. Great patience there from Fade, just holding that RP until it was absolutely necessary and providing the free kill there. Because without the Lina, they really don't have a great way to lock down that Weaver.
No, it's true. Well, unless you just RP him solo.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
that's the way to do it, I guess. So 25 minutes, 18,000 net worth lead. Roche back up again, and Old But Gold are in the pit with Illidan, but so too is about to be Vici. They see them walking in, and Fade, oh god, there's no RP. but they have the skewer back onto 2. It's almost as good as it.
Necrophos.
Okay, maybe away. Yang jumps in as well, trying to punch him. They have the Fiend's Grip. It's onto the Brewmaster. It's not really the target they want to take down. And Velhor jumped upon again. They're just dismantling him. Weaver already dead as well. They hit the Light Strike Ray onto Vanscore. Ori up on the high ground, finds him as well. Laguna Blade comes out. BZZ is going to drop. Everybody's dead. And well, Vici is looking all fine and dandy. GG called.
Yeah. No Roche required. No Rax required even, but all but Gold, they can also see this match is completely over. No chance in these engagements, and the crits have turned the tables this time. Not going to be in favor of all but Gold, but in the hands of their enemy. Vici Gaming just
Look at
looking
RTK,
collective
he's
here.
already up there.
Dude, he loves this. He just wants to be pacing in the background. Every single land now, he's doing his walk.
How did he get there so quick? What the hell? Well, impressive showing from Vici Gaming as they are already going to be moving up 1 game, and you can see Fade and them giving a little bit of love to Paparazzi, who helped carry him through that match. I don't know. I guess, is it just those early bans were good enough to sort of shut down what Old But Gold was trying to do? Do you think that it was more of the play stuff?
I don't know. What's this Velhor guy's carrying you, and you give him this support CK who's level 5 at like 14 minutes or something? I don't get it. Now, I understand what happened, right?
Yeah.
It comes down to this idea of the versatility in the draft, but sometimes, you know, go with what's been working for you. It's no secret what you're going to do. You still kind of try to do it again, but maybe it's time to embrace Velhor a little bit earlier. Don't try and go maximum flexibility in your draft if it's going to end up with a Velhor CK.
I'm with you. I can agree with that. Maybe a Shadow Shaman time again. Let's see
something. Anything that can do something.
Anything
cool.
that's not CK.
Did he ever ult? Oh, he ulted once and then he got soul binded.
Immediately tore
and that was
apart.
it. So
that was a good contribution, right? He didn't soul bind somebody else.
Tanked it. 19-0-8 for Paparazzi. I mean, Vici Gaming, they had a plan. A lot of teams will first phase ban this Magnus as well.
Right.
So this is something that I'm sure All But Gold were like knowing they were going to go for, right? They're very comfortable with this Magnus strat.
Right.
And it shows. They know how to play it very well. So we'll see what changes in the draft in the next game. I just hope to see Velhor on something.
Something else. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back in just a second. Let's head back to the panel, see what they thought about that game.